Hello everybody, Ray Garner with Garner's Games, here to do my weekly comic review. And this time we're kicking off the Summer of Supergirl, the Summer of Supergirl special. Of course, movie will be out this weekend. I will be there to see it, of course. Looking forward to it. Now, our first story starts off with Lobo explaining what happened between him, Supergirl, and Princess Shark. At the end of his rather brief explanation, Supergirl and Princess Shark don't remember things exactly the way Lobo's describing it. And I like this very first panel where basically it's the horned devil Supergirl and the evil Crypto and the just absolutely shocked and frightened Lobo and his cowering poor dog. And they're on space trial. And they have a cat, I think it's a cat, alien, as their lawyer. And she's like, Supergirl's like, to be honest, I'm guilty. However, so's Lobo. And we get the lawyer's description of everything. And then we get a completely different picture with the, sweet, innocent Kara and the absolutely bonkers Lobo and dog. And we go through a rather lengthy explanation. It's actually really well written out. As Lobo gets community service, and Supergirl and Princess Shark are bailed out by Crush, the main man's daughter. Don't know her full origin story, but she is a fun character. And she is absolutely enamored by Princess Shark. And as we proceed on, sorry, cat's going to try to knock over my recording device there. Basically, dog is relinquished to the custody of Crypto. And so Supergirl takes them back to Midville, where they're helping out in the community until Streaky decides to cause problems. And he thinks it's hilarious to get Dog to chase him. Car eventually has to super breast Streaky and offer a giant bone to get Dog to settle down. The moment he realizes that she's talking about Lobo coming back, he gets severely upset. Until you hear, there you are, you super bimbo, as Lobo shows up in a suburban outfit. And he gets very mad when his dog will not spend time with him, because that's the only reason why he came back. Which, of course, immediately leads to a fight. Him ripping off his sweater vest, really. Then we cut away to Princess Shark and Crush go and get the Midville Munchies specialty, which is a macaroni and cheese sandwich. And you got these just really almost cutesy deals of like Supergirl's dragging Lobo through the alley. It's like, oh, happy birthday, Jessica. Until she finally gets so upset that she's actually going to smash him with a card, and she realizes that she's sinking to his level. So she goes and gets the same deal. You see Lobo sitting there upset that his dog won't have anything to do with him. And she's like, and she even thinks, I thought he didn't care about anything or anyone. But Lobo came all this way to find his dog. He really does seem to love dog. And she gets him to offer that to the dog. He eats it. And they're friends again. And then the ankle bracelet goes off. So Lobo community service himself, repairing all the damage he and Supergirl caused, along with Supergirl. And then he heads off into space. And Supergirl's kind of like, well, I can't believe that worked. And Princess Shark's like, I can. Oh, yeah, how? Wait, what worked? What did you do? Well, it's because you're Supergirl. And you can make friends with anyone. Then we cut to our second of 3 stories in this book, which is a robot. Let's see. I think they named it. Oh, there it is. Amazonia, which is a gold-plated robot. And it points out that no one's of this unit's power level. And of course, Supergirl shows up. Well, and quick analyze things like, oh, Kryptonian. Well, then I'll just make my arms kryptonite. Then a brunette girl shows up and decides that she's like, well, I don't think so. She hollers out Shazam. But as the lightning's getting close, the android intercepts it. Actually, doesn't even intercept it, really just redirects it to herself. And becomes a Shazam Amazo. Well, so Mary calls it the lightning again as it starts to go for the android. Supergirl deflects it with her cape back to Mary. And of course, we get Mary Marvel. And we have a fun team up with them. And Mary is super excited to meet Supergirl. She's like, oh gosh, I really can't believe I'm finally meeting you. I'm such a fan. She says, you probably mean a fan of my cousin, Superman. It's like, oh my gosh, no. I mean, I'm a fan of you because you're everything I want to be. So they go off and they spend time together. And she's talking about how alone she feels. Because, these are 2 of the most powerful women on the entire planet. But they're overshadowed in everybody's eyes by their male counterparts. Captain Marvel and Superman. And then they talk about the fact that, Mary was raised in an orphanage. Kara went to an orphanage after she came to Earth. And it is a really sweet story of them bonding and ending with them flying off as, of course, good friends. And in our third story is a Justice League fixing their computer system after Kilgore infested the computer system. And one of the big things is this collage of Supergirls. I'd like to point out that the New 52 Supergirl is there, but the midriff Supergirl is not for some reason. They start, Superboy and Superman John start going through her history. And she's not called Steel. What is her name? Oh, it is Steel. Steel is like, surely Superman wasn't like just stone cold where he like just dropped her off an orphanage. He's like, you're like assuming it's his choice. No, it was Kara's choice because, she had watched her planet die twice. Krypton was destroyed, but Argo City was protected with a bubble. However, the corruption of the soil and stuff basically made everybody start dying there. But she wanted to be surrounded by people her own age. She was eventually adopted by the Danvers. And they go through like all the different things that she's been. But John Jones comes in and goes, "Don't be too hard on Kara." Basically, and still asking, "Well, she was a nomad?" She's like, "No. She knows as well as I the struggles of finding comfort in an alien world. Kara is many things, Natasha, but first and foremost, she is, in my experience, a warrior." Then we get a direct reference to Crisis on Infinite Earth, where he talks about it being a key factor that it was Kara's sacrifice against the Anti-Monitor that allowed him to even be able to beat him. And then even after she was dead, Batman references the Linda Danvers from the Peter David run, and that there's like almost like the universe wanted there to be a Supergirl, but then Darkseid corrupted her to use as a sleeper agent against him and Superman. And then they start talking about her wandering, and this is, of course, referencing Woman of Tomorrow. Talk about how she even did adventures to places where she wouldn't even have any powers. And it ends with a very nice deal where it's like, he goes, "I thought, was it, I think it's Steel. Yeah, Steel. Man, I thought Superman was the cool one of your family. Hey, Freedom 90, baby. Ditch the jacket and get back to me." Talking about Superboy having his jacket again. This is a one-shot issue. It is a ton of fun. It very much honors the legacy that is Supergirl's. It is an enjoyment of the Lobo versus Supergirl, but the different influences that Supergirl have on something or somebody. Great seeing Streaky and Crypto and Dog and all their interactions, and going back to Midville and referencing stuff that's in the current series. And this, of course, is a sequel to, I think it was Lobo 4, where Kara faces off against Lobo, which all leads into this. It's just a fun, cool read. It's completely kid-friendly. I think you should check it out, especially if you like Supergirl, if you like Lobo, if you like just fun comics. I would pick it up. I would highly recommend it. And I'll see y'all next week. And don't necessarily look up, but look out. Supergirl's coming.